Breaking news. You won't believe what just happened. This could completely change the course of the Detroit Lions. And I'm going to tell you everything in great detail before anyone else. So stay tuned until the end, because this news is simply unmissable. But before I reveal everything, I need your support. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now and leave a like. This really helps our work and ensures that you continue to receive all the hot news about the Lions firsthand. So, join me on this journey. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to this explosive news. The Detroit Lions enter the 2025 NFL Draft with several needs to be met, especially on the defensive and offensive lines. However, despite already having one of the most talented tight ends in the league, Pro Bowler Sam Laporta, General Manager Brad Holmes may be looking to further strengthen this position. After all, in a dynamic offense, having another high-level option in this role could be a big difference for the season. With that in mind, we analyzed 6 promising tight ends that could be on the Lions' radar in the early days of the 2025 draft. Tyler Warren, Penn State. At 6 feet 5 inches and 255 pounds, Tyler Warren stands out for his physical size and versatility. A former quarterback, he combines an excellent competitive sense with sharp rotation skills, good hands, and impressive athleticism. In 2024, he recorded 104 receptions, 1,230 yards, and 8 touchdowns for the Nittany Lions, achieving an overall grade of 91.3 by Pro Football Focus. While he would be a luxury addition for Detroit, forming an elite duo with Laporta, it is unlikely that Warren will still be available when the Lions pick at number 28 overall, and a trade-up in the draft may not be in the franchise's plans. Colston Loveland, Michigan. Another big name on the Lions' radar is Colston Loveland. At 6 feet 4 inches and 250 pounds, he has the ideal profile for a successful tight end in the NFL. His catch radius is excellent, he runs good routes, and is lethal after the catch. In 2024, Loveland accumulated 56 receptions, 582 yards, and 5 touchdowns, receiving an overall grade of 85.9 from PFF. He is seen as a first-round prospect and could add a lot to Detroit's offense. Harold Fannin Jr., Bowling Green. At 6 feet 4 inches and 240 pounds, Harold Fannin Jr. excels as both a blocker and a receiver. His combination of strength and agility makes him a real nightmare for opposing defenders. In 2024, he broke records, reaching 117 receptions, 1,555 yards, and 10 touchdowns. This performance earned him the MAC Player of the Year award, becoming the first tight end in history to achieve such a feat. Gunnar Helm, Texas. Helm is an interesting name to keep an eye on. At 6 feet 5 inches and 240 pounds, he has sure hands and underrated athleticism. He's not the type of tight end who can instantly change an offense, but he has the potential to become a solid starter in the NFL. In 2024, he set a University of Texas single-season record for the position with 60 receptions, 786 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Elijah Arroyo, Miami, Florida. At 6 feet 5 inches and 240 pounds, Elijah Arroyo is a stocky tight end with strong hands and a great tactical nous. His ability to be a vertical weapon would make him an interesting target for Jared Goff in the Lions scheme. In 2024, he recorded 35 receptions, 590 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Mason Taylor, LSU. Rounding out the list is Mason Taylor from LSU. At 6 feet 5 inches and 255 pounds, he stands out as a well-rounded tight end who is very intelligent on the field. During his time with the Tigers, he showed that he can be a threat in the passing game from all distances. He comes from a family of great players. His father, Jason Taylor, and his uncle, Zach Thomas, are both members of the Football Hall of Fame. In 2024, Mason Taylor broke the LSU record for receptions by a tight end in a season, with 55 receptions, 546 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The Lions have a star tight end in Laporta, but adding a quality complementary piece could elevate this offense even further. If Brad Holmes wants to invest in the position, he has talented options in the draft. The question is, will they be available when Detroit picks? Or is the franchise willing to move up in the draft to secure one of them? April promises to be a decisive month for the Lions' future. The Detroit Lions have been aggressive this offseason, rebuilding their defense with strategic acquisitions to strengthen the roster. So far, the main focus has been on the secondary, with the addition of big names like DJ Reed, one of the best at the position, as well as Rock Ya-Sin and Avonte Maddox. Not to mention the team's new prospects, such as Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw, who already guarantee impressive depth at cornerback. Given this scenario, does it make sense for the Lions to go after another veteran for the position? According to Christopher Knox of Bleacher Report, the answer is yes. He believes that Rasul Douglas, formerly of the Buffalo Bills and Green Bay Packers, would be a great fit for Detroit. Douglas has shown himself to be able to adapt quickly to new defensive schemes. In 2021, he joined the Green Bay Packers and had an immediate impact. The same happened when he went to the Bills in 2023, Knox highlighted. At 29, Douglas has already shown that he can be a difference maker, especially for teams that are looking to make the playoffs. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for example, are one team that could benefit from his experience, given that they ranked 29th in the league in passing yards allowed last season. But what about the Lions? Does Detroit really need to invest in another cornerback? While Rasul Douglas is a solid player, the reality is that the Lions have already built a balanced defense in the secondary. The big issue now is not the depth of the cornerbacks, but rather the defensive line. For most of 2024, the team struggled to pressure the opposing quarterback, and that should be the main focus for the rest of the offseason. Detroit still needs to bolster its defensive line with experienced veterans, and one of the best names on the market is Matt Judon. The Patriots' pass rusher has the experience and quality to raise the level of the sector, something that could be more crucial for the Lions than another name in the secondary. If the Lions don't invest in their defensive line, they run the risk of repeating the problem they had in 2024, a reinforced secondary, but without an efficient pass rush to make things easier for the defensive backs. After all, there's no point in having excellent cornerbacks if the opposing quarterback has all the time in the world to throw the ball. The big question for Detroit right now is not quantity, but strategy. And by all indications, spending another good amount of money on a veteran cornerback may not be the smartest move for the team in this final stretch of the offseason. So Lions fans, what do you think? The Lions have already invested heavily in their secondary, bringing in names like DJ Reed, Rock Ya-Sin, and Avonte Maddox, as well as young talents Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw. But now the question arises, is it worth looking for another veteran cornerback like Rasul Douglas, or should the focus be on strengthening the defensive line? In my opinion, it makes more sense to invest in the defensive line. Without a consistent pass rush, opposing quarterbacks will spend too much time in the pocket, which can expose even a talented secondary. Bringing in a player like Matt Judon could be the missing piece for this team to truly compete for the Super Bowl. Do you agree, or do you think another cornerback would help the team? Comment below, and let's discuss the Lions' future. See you next time.